Hi, we're here with Dances with Films on the orange carpet, and we're going to be talking to some incredible filmmakers to learn about their films. I'd love to hear in just a few words what the film's about.
Our movie is about a woman who is newly engaged and realizes that she's totally friendless. She's lost track of all her friends, wherein her fiance has like a million groomsmen, right? And so she decides that it's a great idea to go back and reconnect with her estranged high school best friend who she hasn't talked to in 10 years and whose crush she stole back in the day.
3 siblings who, after their grandmother's funeral, are going through her art collection and discover a nude painting of their grandmother.
And what was the
I guess that's the reaction. It's like, oh no.
I inherited a nude photo of my great aunt Carolyn, and so we thought, this is interesting. Everyone was like, just throw it away or get rid of it. I was like, what? This is great Aunt Carolyn. So we fictionalized it into a film.
Wow.
Really immature artist who takes a dog sitting job to pay rent, and the dog gets dog napped, so she has to go on a journey through the city of Los Angeles to track down this tiny Pomeranian before the owner gets home.
It's a documentary short about what teachers today in America have to go through, not only to prepare for a school shooting, but also the toll it takes on them day to day, aside from the normal things that teachers do for our kids.
It's a story of a father and daughter just going out and trying to reconnect with each other. And what else would you say about it?
Adventure and laughs and cries and all of it.
Yeah.
2 artists that meet each other and crave intimacy, but they run away from commitment. They every time they get close to each other, something comes up where they turn away from it, and it's kind of a study on why people do that and like how that affects the other person.
It's about an engagement photographer who shows up to an engagement shoot, and the groom doesn't show up, but the bride does show up. So the 2 women pass the day together. There's like baby sparks sort of seeming to happen. It's a short film though, so keep it low key.
Ciao Mama is about a son who returns home for his mother's funeral after she made everyone in the family promise not to tell him that she was sick with cancer.
Wow.
It's ostensibly about how far people are willing to go for their animals, in this case a dog. 2 guys show up at a little old unsuspecting lady's doorstep offering her free internet protection from the city, but they're really just there to rob her, not the most savory of individuals. And she gets hip to that. She lures us into her basement and takes care and starts the process that she found of feeding her dog human and keeping him alive forever.
Wow.
So it's a woman whose young daughter is abducted by a criminal organization that is wanting to take people's ability to access alternate timelines and find a timeline where this criminal organization owns everything.
Ink or Die is a short documentary about the studio that these 2 have built. So they met in a recovery house and have since gotten married and started a family and also opened this business where he tattoos in the front, she does hair in the back. That's why it's Ink or Die, DYE.
In the days, a clown searches among other bozos to find out what's happening to his state of the industry. Ish.
And outsiders look into like the endearing subculture of Bigfoot, the Bigfoot community. Anything from the supernatural to the scientific and everything in between.
My Kind of People is about an Italian-American kid from Providence, and he takes a DNA test and finds out that he's not actually Italian like he thought.
On its face, it's about an old man who thinks that the earth is flat. And so we spend 22 minutes in a short film debating that topic.
The film's about a group of incarcerated people who start a crochet club inside a men's prison.
And Anxiety Club is a film about the experience of anxiety as seen through the lens of stand-up comedians.
Okay, the film is about a tenacious group of women who were currently incarcerated when college was taken away from the prison system in the 90s under the Omnibus Crime Bill.
And it's a short film about trauma. It's about the monster under the bed. It's about a little boy who's afraid of the monster under the bed, so he invites his friend over to see if it's real. And it is. But it's not the worst monster in the house.
Essentially an exploration of a bunch of people who seem like they have nothing in common in a strange desert diner, but actually do have a lot in common.
And also, it's a little creepy.
Backstage is about a young videographer that goes behind the scenes with a real touring artist on his final show, and it's all about what happens in the green room that night of the final show and what goes wrong.
Yeah, it's about a couple in mourning that take off on an impromptu sail, hoping to escape all their problems, and they each have a dark secret in tow, and chaos ensues.
Ooh, that sounds very interesting. Was there anything that you encountered during your filmmaking process that was unexpected? And if so, how did you overcome that?
During the making of the film, there's a ton of things that just nothing goes right. You could plan, and then, it's like that Mike Tyson quote, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. I got punched in the face every single day on set, and it was just a matter of you got to figure it out.
I feel like the process of making this film, we lost our location multiple times. We almost lost our dog. We almost lost our cinematographer. We had to switch cinematographers halfway through because we didn't have a huge budget, and our cinematographer, who'd been with us for months, had to take this big commercial job.
Shooting on water is very silly, and on a sailboat and trying to hide crew members on board while you're filming a scene, or water and waves and noise, and the sound was a total mess, and we spent a year trying to fix it. So the whole thing was extremely difficult, but a ton of fun.
Embrace the chaos. It was very stressful in the moment, but in hindsight, it all worked out perfectly.
That's amazing.
Working with my dog, who is not trained at all. Brisket, my dog, was the villain in this. He actually won Best Villain at another festival.
That is incredible.
Yeah, he got his own little statue. But yeah, he was being a huge diva.
If you have any advice to give to up-and-coming filmmakers?
Be really nice to everybody that you meet, because everyone that you meet is a potential collaborator, a potential new friend, and by the time it comes down to it's your time to make your project, it's so nice knowing that we have all these friends that we can call upon and be like, hey, are you guys down to make something together? We have no money.
I think that it's really important to find your community, especially people whose taste you trust and whose opinions you trust, because you need honesty and support during this process.
Sat down with a friend of mine who is a very successful director, and he just said to me, "Why aren't you directing?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what I'm doing." And he said, "Neither did I."
Well, sure. Let me take a minute with this. No, I think there's a lot of advice, but I think the biggest thing is create projects with your friends. Because at the end of the day, that's the stuff that really flourishes and the stuff that's going to kind of put you on the map. And most importantly, at the end of the year, that's what you'll feel best about.
I think just surround yourself with people that you trust and people that care about the project you're working on. And I think then you can sort of relax and know you're in good hands.
Well, so our project was true, like Wendy said, no budget. Their friend from film school was our DP, and we just sort of made it. So I think you can make your project. So it doesn't really matter what the scale is. And my main takeaway from working on that is we had this one amazing shoot on a bridge, and it was the happiest I've ever been on a set, even though it wasn't a set really, it was us and a camera. And so I think being able to make your own project and just go for it, and not needing to wait for somebody to say yes to you or give you money for it, just tell the story you want to tell, and then you can still end up at Dances with Films, which is so cool.
Perfection is the enemy of the good. And I think it's very easy to wait until you have that perfect script, or until you have the perfect amount of money, or until you have the perfect crew, or until you have the perfect cast. And it stops you from actually ever getting your foot in the door. And the only way to start is to fall forward, make mistakes, get back up, learn again, and you just keep going. It is so easy to be like, oh no, it's not perfect, so therefore I'm not going to do it yet. And you don't learn if you don't try.
Here you go. So this is a human tooth with the name of our film written on it. That was given to me by my dentist, and then I wrote the name of the film, Baby Teeth.
This is amazing.
That's an actual human tooth.
It's great. This looks so great.
Extracted from a live human being, I assume. And they're probably still alive now. I mean, that looks healthy, doesn't it?
Oh, no.